We're going live. The recording has started. Hold on a second. Coach Alvin, Coach Hans is watching. Some of the athletes are watching, guys. Okay, hold on. Here we go. "30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. All right. Good evening, Philippines, and thank you for watching another episode of Usapang Football. Tonight we've got this incredible episode for you guys. We've got some very special guests for you. And contrary to what most people think today, football did not start in 2010, at least Philippine football. Now, this national team, they helped pave the way. Obviously, there were guys before them, but this team is also special in many ways. Now, I'm going to let these dudes introduce themselves for all of you out there. And let's start off. Lee, you want to start?
Yeah, hi, my name is Lee Gunn. Currently living in Queensland, Australia. Started playing with the national team in 1999, so a long time ago now. Yeah, so it's great to see all the guys on screen. It's been such a long time and immediately just bringing back some good memories. So I'm really keen to hear from everyone today, and I'm sure there'll be a few funny stories. Yeah, so here's to a good night.
Nice. Dan?
By age yan by age. Susundan muna.
Go, Dan.
Good evening. Ngayong gabi dyan sa Kasimanua ko sa Santa Barbara, Iloilo. I'm staying here right now at Manila. Currently working head coach of Mindiola FC and NU, National University College. Nice to see you, friends. Some others here are family ko na in football. And welcome and nice to see you guys.
All right. Coach Marge? Coach Marge, your turn.
Good evening, everyone. Kamusta? Currently, I'm in Barotac, Nuevo, no? The football capital due to pandemic. So, nag-uwian muna kami. So, currently, I'm coaching the juniors and seniors UST football team and no club at the moment. So, the last club na kinoach ko sa AFC is Global. But before Global, I went to Pachanga Stallion with Alvin. So, nice to meet you again. Kahit malayo tayo sa isa't isa.
All right. Boss Wilson, your turn.
Hello, good evening sa lahat. As a member of the Philippine Army team, football from the Iloilo. National team is 1999 as a member defender.
Nice. Si Boss Wilson is being very modest pero malupit na defender yan. He's very good. Okay.
So, matanda na. Top one.
All right. After that, Coach Alvin, your turn.
Wait. Good evening, everyone. I'm the youngest in the group. I've been with the national team since Dad, tumatawa. Since 1996, actually, first year college. I was exposed to high level of with the old guys nung SEA Games dati. Currently, I'm one of the coaches of DLSU. Tapos what I'm doing right now during the pandemic is we still continue in training everything online, virtually. So basically, yun yung ginagawa ko. Tapos this group of people are my former teammates and I guess I miss them. It's good to see them right now. It's the first time to have a reunion with them. So cheers, mate.
Right. Ref Quaresma, you're on deck.
Hello everyone. Mayong gabi sa inyong tanan. This is Ref Quaresma. I'm in Dumaguete now. It's good to see everyone here. The old team, the Titos in the house. So I am here in Dumaguete now with the family, and I was with the last club I played and coached with Coach Noel is with Kaya. Currently, no club but affiliated with Makati FC. And just enjoying life, adapt and overcome what's going on now. I hope you guys are safe. I hope everyone is safe. And nice to see Ligan again. Been a long time, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. So, yeah.
Okay, Coach Noel, your turn.
Good evening, everyone. Bago ko ipakilala yung sarili ko, just to be clear, I am not the oldest guest here. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm the last to introduce myself. I'm the oldest. No. To be clear, I think the second to the youngest. I think Coach Dan Padernal is the youngest here. Okay? So anyway, I'm Coach Noel Marcaida. To be honest, I wasn't able to play for the senior national team. Okay? But I played for national team during 1999, during the pre-Olympic qualifying, and also ASEAN University Games twice. Okay? Were in 2001, I think Philippines were able to get the bronze medal. Okay. Currently, I'm the technical director of Loyola FC Academy. Okay, then I've been busy doing the online session with goalkeepers. Okay, since I think since April we've been doing online session up to present. Okay, it's good to see Legan is here. Okay. For so many players, of all the players that I've met and seen play, I will never forget my friend Legan.
Okay.
Very
Si Dan natatawa.
Yeah,
Dan, why are you laughing?
Okay. Actually, have one more person with us.
Naalala ko yan, ha?
We have Joshua Pejidero, but I think he's having trouble with his connection. Nevertheless, we'll move on. We'll ask all of you guys, how are you during this pandemic? What has kept you busy? We will start with you.
Yeah, I guess I'm in a different situation in Australia where I guess the cases aren't so high. Not as many unfortunate fatalities because of the virus. And even more so, I live in Queensland, which is even more further isolated from any hotspots. So I'm just pretty blessed and very lucky to be to live where I do, where it hasn't really affected us that much. So just grateful for that, really. But yeah, really feeling for everyone that's affected, especially you guys in the Philippines. Obviously, I just see everything on Facebook and Instagram, and you guys like on a real lockdown, can't even leave your house and having to wear face masks. Even people doing exercise, I see they have to wear face masks running, and I just can't even imagine doing that. Like, it's so full credit to you guys for how you're getting through everything, really. And I hope everyone's doing well and hope your families are okay. Yeah.
Right. Boss Wilson, how are you? Kumusta kayo ngayon? sa ngayong lockdown?
Minsan nagbabike lang, yun lang. Minsan tumatakbo din.
Okay.
Yan kasi wala eh, hindi makalaro ngayon, bawal eh. So, kahit sa ASCOM namin, wala, yun lang yung ginagawa namin doon. So, magbabike na. So, mag-alaga sa mga bata ko.
Okay. Sir Dan, kumusta kayo? Itong pandemic, lockdown, kumusta kayo?
Okay naman yung pamilya. Actually, the same with the activities with Coach Alvin. This is a new normal about training, virtual training. Napakahirap siya. So, hindi tayo makaturo ng maayos sa bata. Especially these college players, kailangan natin ng guide, correct ng tama at saka pakita natin ng maayos. Pero hindi natin magawa yan ngayon. So, maintenance lang, like ma-maintain nila yung body conditioning. The same rin sa Mindiola, sa professional, hoping that Gab will give us a green light to start with training sessions. I think sa Carmona nila ilalagay.
Yes.
And then sa isang field, parang 10 players lang i-handle mo. There's 5 players from the side and side. So it's very difficult but we have to adjust kasi para rin sa health ng players natin. We will follow the guidelines and hope the professionals will doing good so that the college and the high school football will follow also. So hope na walang mahawaan o magkasakit sa staff. Actually, we're hoping the best para sa football.
Okay.
Babalik na siya, dandahan lang siya pero we're here kicking and alive.
Right. Okay, Sir Joshua Frigidero, I know he's having connection problems. Joshua, are you okay, sir? Kung hindi pa, let's go to Ref Quaresma. How have you been? Oh, yan na si Boss Joshua. Joshua, how are you? Kumusta? Ano yung pandemic?
Hello, Sarek.
Joshua, kumusta kayo yung pandemic? How are you?
Yeah.
Joshua? Sorry, we're having...
Yes, okay, sir. Okay.
Are you in Manila? Nasa Manila ka ba?
Hi, Alvin. Okay.
We're having connection problems, guys. Just hold on. While we're trying to get Joshua's all straightened. Ref, kumusta?
What's up, guys? What's up, Boss Rick? What I've been doing this pandemic is more of hitting the gym every day. So I've been doing gym work every day, trying to gain more guns. So anyway, I envy Ligan, that's why. Anyway, I'm just hitting the gym more often, doing boxing lessons at home, MWF, and
Yung
playing
picture mo,
volleyball.
nag-iihaw ka eh. Nagbebenta ka ng ihaw.
Yes.
Nag-gym ka. Loko mo kami.
Sa gabi yun. So, boxing's in the afternoon, volleyball at late afternoon. Sa gabi, I sell tocino, pare.
I guess
Just helping out. Yeah.
itong during this pandemic. Coach Marjo, how are you? I know situation in Barotac Nuevo.
Well, pagdating ko sa Barotac Nuevo, open na pag nung inalaw na nila yung gym. So, pero before ako gym, bumili ako ng bike.
Coach Marge. Wala si Coach Marge. Coach Marjo, this I think is having connection. We'll jump. Alvin, ikaw muna.
For me naman, always looking at the bright side of the pandemic, taking care of the baby girl, she's turning 6 months. Okay, balik muna tayo kay Marjo, para si Marjo na to. Sayang naman yung simulan, Marjo. Marjo, ikaw muna, Marj.
I have a signal problem.
Wag mo na lang
Coach Marge, wag mo muna
wag mo na open yung video mo.
Don't open your video.
Wow.
Mag-audio ka lang.
Anyway, well, dito sa Barotac, no, before, yun, like in-enjoying the Barotac kasi bawal yung football. And then, nung naman yung Eagles,
Coach? Alvin,
Ayaw kayo, Marjo. Ikaw
Okay,
talaga.
ayaw talaga yung Marjo eh. Ayun, putol-putol eh.
Alvin, go ahead.
Okay, yun nga, looking at the bright side of everything, taking care of spending more time with the baby na who turned 6 months yesterday. Basically, yun lang. Tapos, yun, since we're live now, I think it's better to reach out to everyone in the Philippines since alam ko everyone's affected, all the kids, all the coaches, especially the coaches right now are affected nationwide with their work. Some schools or some clubs had stopped their program for the year. So I think this group of coaches in front of you guys are always willing to help out a fellow coach. So if we can reach out, we can do help with the online training. Pwede kami tumulong dyan. As long as you have a connection, we can help out. We can try to give you a session, or if yung kids nyo, if you want to have a session with the kids, we'll try to help out. You just have to reach out. And we're willing to help out the coaches in the Philippines right now. Especially almost everyone's affected.
Right. That's a very noble endeavor by our coaches. Coach Noel, you're ready? Coach Noel.
Good evening, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. As Coach Alvin mentioned a while ago, okay, we are in a situation we're in. It's very challenging for everyone. I think with this pandemic, it is a test of patience and faith. Yeah. So we just have to make sure that we keep ourselves busy. Okay, we have to make sure that we do exercise in the almost every day. Okay, to keep our body fit. Okay, and stay healthy.
Right.
You know, I've been busy for this quarantine for 4 months now. I've been doing almost every day goalkeeping session with young goalkeepers from U7 to U18. Yeah, I started with 18. I started with 18 goalkeepers. Now it turns out only 10. Okay, because some of the players that I have are also affected. Okay, and some are already starting their collegiate training. Okay, so yun naapektuhan din sila. So I think aside from being patient and having faith to God, I think like as Coach Alvin mentioned, reaching out is very important because it's not only the COVID. It's not only that we're fighting for COVID. We're also fighting depression and anxiety.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, I have a lot of friends. I have friends, relatives, coaches that passed away because I think of depression and anxiety. So I think for us to keep away from that difficulties or from that moment, I think we have to keep busy and enjoy life.
Yes. So for all those watching, I hope you sit back for the next hour or so while these guys regale you with their stories during their national team years. Before we continue, my name is Rick Olivares and welcome to Usapang Football. We want to say hi to some of the people who are watching. Coach Hans Smith is watching. Relly San Agustin says, good to see you guys. Mga idol kayo. Coach Richie Ganaban says, it is nice to see these fine gentlemen. Pat Mocobo says, you guys are my idols. Okay. We have Coach Elizar Toledo watching all the way from the provinces. Also, Coach Eli, it's good to hear from you and see you. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys, that year, 99, how did this team, who was the coach at the time, and what is the tournament where you participated, yung sinalihan ninyo? Let's
So,
start.
sagot.
Let's start with you, Lee. Want to share about that? Actually, anyone can speak, but we'll start with Lee. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, the coach was Coach Juan Cotillas. Chris Monfort, the late Chris Monfort.
Yeah.
He was a very big part of the team back then. He was one of the guys that helped me come over from Australia to play. So I was really sad to hear of his passing a while ago. And yeah, he was just a positive, really helpful. Just did so much for the PFF at the time, and yeah, really miss him. But yeah, they were the two main people I was interacting with back at that time. Yeah.
Right. Alvin, is it correct that he was the first Phil foreigner to play for the national team? I'm not sure about that, but we just want to be very. Is Lee
I
the first?
believe yes, and I'm not sure with the other years before us, 96.
I don't recall any others.
I don't recall any before us. Pero definite before mga 60s, 70s may mga foreigners yan. Dahil si Senior Juan played also, 'di ba? For the
But
Philippines.
they had no Filipino blood in them.
No.
So Lee, how did
No,
you come
no.
over to the Philippines? How did it happen for you?
I just finished high school in Australia, so I was 18. I really just wanted to pursue a football career. Back then, there was no internet, phones. It was all done by fax machine and landline phone calls. So I had a couple of options. I had a few clubs in England that were willing to give me a trial. And then we contacted the PFF and they said there was an opportunity to come trial for the team. And straight away, I just thought national team, that's where I want to go. That's what I want to do. And had a couple of phone calls from Coach Cotillas. And it all sort of flowed on from there. And he told me basically about the Sydney Olympic qualifiers. And it all just sort of worked out where I flew over, had a trial. He asked me to stay on with the team. And we played that tournament in Japan and Hong Kong. And for me, he asked me to stay on for the senior team for SEA Games in Brunei about a month later. So that was the year. Yeah, it was a good year. It definitely changed my life. And yeah, no regrets. Loved it.
He went to the Philippine single, Rick. Single. And he stayed in my house. And Freddie's house.
Okay.
Maybe that's stuff for off the air, Alvin. But one thing that was really nice of the guys was Freddie Gonzalez allowed me to stay in his house with him. So we became good friends, traveled the training sessions every day, and he fed me, and yeah, it was really good times. And Alvin, he was also in the car trips to training, and we'd have a few nights out here and there. So yeah, it was good fun.
Nice. Guys, Boss Dan, Wilson, Ref, Noel, what was it like under Coach Kuto? Boss Wilson, ikaw muna. How was it playing for Coach Kuto?
Sir, pakiulat nga, sir.
How was it playing for Coach Kuto? Kumusta?
So far okay naman siya. Hirap.
Gano.
Tagalogin mo na.
Mag-Ilonggo ka lang.
Di, Ilonggo. Ta-translate ni Dan.
Ilonggo mo na lang. Ito-translate mo na lang.
Fire Meg.
Fire lang, fire. Minsan lang tayo maging celebrity, Wilson. Kailangan mo pakilala. Ikaw yung isa sa maganda nilalaro sa labas eh. Benta mo sarili mo.
Try mo, Brad.
Pero for the others, para sa
For the info of everyone, si Wilson was one of the players that's very consistent sa labas playing international. As in magpapakamatay yan sa bola. Di yan titinggal hanggang 90th minute. Yan yung nagugustuhan namin lahat sa kanya. Lahat ng game namin.
Kahit may injury yan. Kahit may injury.
Hindi, totoo ito. Di ba, Fref? Totoo yan eh. Miski, remember, we're the whipping boys of Asia. Batch natin yan. And Wilson, hindi nag-stop hanggang sa dulo, miski tambak na tayo.
Ilang beses yung nag-cramps, Bin. Pero tuloy pa rin.
Yun nga yung nakakapanibilib sa kanya. Isipin mo, nag-cramps siya, tumatakbo pa rin, tapos nagka-cramps ulit, tapos tatakbo ulit.
Tuloy pa rin.
Oh.
Solid yan.
Pero Coach Alvin, alam mo ba yung sikreto ni Wilson?
Hindi ko siya roommate eh. Sino ba roommate niya?
Grabe.
Kaka naman Coach Dan, ha?
Bago maglaro. Alaksan yung ininom mo, Wilson, at saka ano kayo yung ininom mo, istero mo ha?
But first, what is that first tournament na sinalihan nyo as a team? Ano yon? Coach Noel, ano yon?
Yung 23 na lang sama kami.
With this group, yung talagang nabuo, itong group na nandito, except for Coach Ref, kasi si Coach Ref,
Roommate ko si Wilson.
Bata pa si Ref yata, si U23.
Na-involved siya yata si Games eh. After the Olympic qualifying, doon pumasok si Ref yata.
2001.
Late time pumasok.
So,
World Cup
among
qualifiers
this
yan.
group, I think si Coach Ref lang yung hindi nakasama doon sa 1999.
Okay.
Going back doon sa question mo, Rick, regarding Coach Cotillas, my experience as goalkeeper, that was really, I would say, a very tiring 5 months for goalkeepers. Kasi wala kaming lusot eh. I mean, even on the Cooper test, even on the 200-meter runs of sprints, intervals, goalkeeper walang lusot. So we're part of that conditioning with outfield players. Plus during that moment, aside from Coach Cotillas, we have a foreign goalkeeper coach.
Coach Perk.
His name is Per Henriksson. I believe now he's in India, coaching goalkeepers there. So, yung season na yan, yung year na yan, hindi ko yan makalimutan kasi yung fitness ko tumaas talaga. Kasi after the pre-Olympic qualifying, if I can still remember, going back to UAAP training, before the UAAP, pagdating ng Cooper test sa FEU, ako yung nauuna. So, very seldom siya nangyayari sa goalkeeper. I think that was the year we're in the UAAP, SEU and USC played the finals. So me and Marjo, Coach Marjo, and during that year, I think that was my peak, I would say. And after, kasi sumali ako sa team very young eh. I was like, I'm part of the U23, 18 years old.
Pero what was the tournament? What was the tournament that you were preparing for?
Ayun yung pre-Olympic qualifying. Kami yun. Pre-Olympic qualifying. That was under 23. Okay. Na ginanap sa Hong Kong and Japan. 2 legs siya.
Okay. Guys, question. Pre-Olympic qualifying. Not many people get to play for something like that. You know, you got to go to, everyone wants to go to the Olympics. So what was that experience like? Who did you play against?
Alvin? You want to hear first a funny story in team namin. So when we went to Japan, first when we landed in the Japan airport, when we landed in the Japan airport, siyempre, all the reporters came to Freddy. Everyone came to Freddy. Kung ako ko, ma-recall yan. Everyone came to Freddy. So, Freddy was being interviewed. Last time,
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
last time Philippines played against Japan.
Hong Kong. Yeah.
Philippines beat Japan 1-0. What do you think will be the outcome of the game now? Tama, Hong Kong yun. Syempre, Freddy answered, we will beat Japan. Yun ang term ni Freddy. We will beat Japan. Okay. Done. Tapos mamaya na namin kayo kwento kung bakit. So Hong Kong yun. Sabi niya, we will beat Japan. Okay. So, confident pa yung sabi Freddy, we will beat Japan. So, come game time, Independence Day pa yata yun, di ba? June 12? June 12? Tama?
Tama, Independence Day. Kasi maalala ko sa bench, nagbibilang kami. Huwag naman lumpas ng 12. Kasi June 12 nga.
Alo ko may 13-0.
Panalo tayo doon
Alvin.
Actually, Rick, malas akin, to be honest, we're lucky that si hindi naglaro, si Nakata pa. Because batch namin si Nakata eh. Swerte kami, he didn't play. He decided not to play, but he's part of the team that will be playing.
Yeah.
Ang unlucky lang namin is that batch that we played against that time, yung team ni Truche, yung French coach nila, was the team who played in the World Cup. Dinagdag lang si Nakata. So parang lahat nung mga kinalaban namin, all professional players yan lahat. Lahat na, alam mo yun, number 1 player nila sa age group nila. So, kumbaga, lucky na hindi naglaro si Nakata. Unlucky kami na ito yung group of nakalaban namin.
Was that the first game against Japan? First game ba yan?
First game ba tayo? Tama, first game tayo nun.
Yes, first game.
Oh, first game.
Dan, ano recollections mo of the first game? Alvin, can you message Freddy? Give Freddy the password so Freddy can join us. Dan, ano yung recollections mo of the team?
Ako ba?
Oo, Dan, ikaw.
Sa akin, balik ko lang kay Coach Tito. Coach Tito, one time sumabay pa sa amin sa ikot about 10 laps sa field, sumasabay siya. Very, siya sa conditioning. And then, we are confident that we're going there.
First game yan sa first
We're not
game.
just there to participate. But of course, our opponent is prepared then, especially Japan national team. 90% of their players are playing in the World Cup. Then we played against Malaysia, Hong Kong. Pero yung good doon, experience playing in internationally, yung confident mo pagbalik dito sa Pilipinas, di ba? Iba yung pakipagsabayan ka sa mga college dito. Actually, pagbalik sa San Beda, talagang nag-champion kami. Tuloy-tuloy yun. Hawak namin yung 12 straight na championship yan sa NCAA. And then,
Pero galit sa'yo Japan. Galit kayo dyan ng Japan eh.
Oo, sa tournament na yun, actually, last game ata namin yun eh. Sa Japan. And then against Japan. And I accidentally challenged one.
Accidentally.
Alvin, huwag kayo makinig kay Alvin. Oo. Si Coach Noel, si Coach Marjo nandun yan. Katabi ko yun si Coach Marjo na nangyari yun. Coach Marjo, bola talaga yung challenge ko. Actually, link striker ako, lead striker si Freddy Gonzalez. So, ang midfield, hindi na ma-contain. So, I have to go back and help the midfield. So, na-challenge ko yung sliding challenge ko si Juno, one of the best player sa Japan. Injured talaga siya. ACL talaga siya lumabas. Wala namang card, bola talaga, no intent. But nag-iba yung yung laro niya. So nang
Si Noel natatawa.
sa JPV ako, there's a sorry to friends from Japan. Actually, I played with the Japanese manager, Japanese players with Yana, with Taku, with Hosh. So they make a story about sa Japanese players and I share also that I said sorry to Shinji. Kahit di natin sinasadya, pero nag-iba yung daloy ng karir niya sa buhay niya. Special sa football. Alam ko, malayo pang marating niya ng time na yon. Pero sa nangyari, ayun, after noon, sinundan pa ako ng Japanese media going back to Manila here. Pumunta ng San Beda. Tinanong pa nila ako kung binayaran ako ng UAE. Walang nangyari yan. Talagang laro lang talaga. Turo sa akin ni Idol Wilson yun eh.
Ikaw talaga, ha?
Pero Rick, sa sobrang galing, kami kasi yung group namin, malas kami sa mga kalaban eh. All the best players ng Asia, si Fandi Ahmad, si Kiatisuk, si Nakata, yung lahat yan, mga batch niya na magagaling sa Asia, natapat sa age group namin eh. So we were really unlucky. Kaya yung sa side na yun, it's either we have to eliminate or not eh. Yun lang yung sitwasyon namin eh. Wala ko, like kami, si Bangbang gusto ko tirahin sa isang game eh. Ilala nyo yun, 9-0 na, gusto ko na tirahin sa sobrang gigil ko. Pag tira ko, daplis eh.
Coach Marge, what are your recollections dun sa Olympic qualifiers din, Coach Marjo? Coach Marge? You can switch off your video, Coach Marge. Patay mo na lang video. Just use the audio, Coach. We're unable to get Coach. Wilson? Boss Wilson.
Kay Coach Kuto muna, no? It's very demanding.
Coach,
Very demanding pagdating sa training session. Okay na.
Coach Marge?
Okay na.
Choppy.
Okay na, Sir Rick?
Yan, better.
Okay na, Sir Rick?
Yep. Good. It's good. Coach Marge. We'll go muna to Wilson. Boss Wilson, kumusta yung qualifiers? Anong naalala mo dun sa qualifiers?
Yung ano ko doon, sir, yung first time namin doon sa Japan, yung practice namin, nag-ride kami Skyway. Umaabot kami ng 4 na oras yung practice namin doon. Skyway lang yun, ha? Pro ba yun? Tama ba yun?
Tama ba yan, guys?
Tama, malayo yung training namin.
So Skyway lang yung ano natin, yung papuntahan ng practice doon, di ba?
Mas mesmerize kami, Rick, dun sa field nila eh. Lakas na nga ng ulan, di pa rin na hindi pa rin na-apektuhan eh.
Pero wait, I'm curious. Lee, what's it like to compete in an Olympic qualifier? You know, were you prepared for like even Japan, the ferocity of that team, considering, as Alvin said, a lot of these guys were pros. They were playing, they're veterans.
We went into the game thinking we were prepared. We didn't know how good they were. To be honest, we only know that now. Like, since that World Cup's happened, since we got beaten 13-0, we thought we were ready, but we weren't ready. That was obvious. We were confident up until the start of the match. I think, we all were. And then it was just a whitewash. Not the most great memory of a football match that I've had. But the experience was just priceless, even though we got beaten. I mean, leading up to the match, we trained twice a day, every day. We trained professionally, as professional as possible. The coaches did their best with what we had. Even compared to the club I was playing for in Australia, we only trained in Australia 2 to 3 times a week, played on the weekend. So to come into our team and train twice a day and train pretty much as professionals, albeit probably not like other countries, that was a great experience. And I went back to Australia a better player from playing every day, training in those camps for 6 months. And I managed to get into one of the best teams in my region. So it was all positive for me, you know, other than some bad results. Overall, the experience was good. And I think we had to start somewhere. You know, that Philippine football is where it's at now, but it had to start somewhere. And I think around our time was I don't think the Philippine team has played Japan since then, have they? I'm not sure.
No, not.
None. I don't think they played.
No, not yet, not yet. Pero kayo, for the rest of the team, ano yung ayoko naman masyadong pag-usapan yung talo sa Japan, no? Pero how do you keep playing pag ganun yung scoreline? What were the coaches telling you? You yourselves, how are you pushing each other? Come on, let's go. Let's get one back. Anything.
Actually, yung pride na lang talaga, Rick, for playing for your country, na you won't stop until the 90th minute. Eh. So we try as much to contain them, especially na when we transferred to their home turf in Tokyo. Na all you can see in the stadium was blue. Then there were 5 Filipino waving a Filipino flag. So that brought yung parang yung fire sa amin to just challenge them and try our best to just try to contain or lower yung scoreline, which I think na lower naman by 1 point. Naging 12 naman yan eh. Dalawa lang naman eh.
Okay.
2. I think second leg is 11 less 2 goals. I remember that kung ano yung scoreline because that is the game wherein I only played 15 minutes for 2 legs. Yeah, yun lang yung time na nakapasok ako to play. Okay, and it's that experience, hindi mawawala sa akin yan. Yan yung pinaka-treasure ko kasi I played I think majority of the player of that team played for 2002 World Cup. Yeah, so that 15 minutes is I'll treat it as treasure for me because of I think that 15 minutes they were like still banging our goal, and I only conceded 1 goal out of so many attempts that we had, and that lone goal for that last 15 minutes are free kick taken by Nakamura. One of the best free kick taker of that Japanese team.
Coach Marge, para hindi tayo mahirapan, Coach Marge, you can switch off. Ano yung learnings na...
Okay na ba? Narinig na ako?
Yes.
Narinig na? Okay.
Ano learnings natin?
Come again?
Ano yung learnings natin from that game? No? In terms of tactics?
Actually, kung we're playing 3-5-2 under Coach Cotillas, and my position is a left wing back, so it's very tiring. Kaya kung babalikan ko si Kuto, he's very demanding when it comes to fitness training. Grabe yung takbuhan. No? Pero yung learnings doon kasi against Japan, sa first game namin, 30-0, yung motivation lang namin doon is to para makascore lang kami ng 1 goal, it's good for us na eh. Kasi playing against this Japanese national team, the new generation of players nila, parang they belong in a different level eh. Kasi yung team na yon, they beat a lot of Asian national teams din na mas matanda pa sa kanila kasi yung core ng team na yun is mga 20, 21 years old lang eh. So playing against Inamoto in the midfield, Nakamura, Shinji Ono, meron pa silang striker na Usihara, very small pero grabe maglaro. So si Alvin, Hirasi is a striker.
Yan Nagisawa?
Yan Nagisawa. Yan yung tao ko eh. Yan Nagisawa, yung number 7 is a right wing. So when it comes to playing talaga, yung Japan, i-dominate talaga nila yung under 23 na yon. Malaysia, tinambakan nila. Lahat halos ng team doon, tinambakan talaga nila. So medyo kami lang yung tinamaan talaga na 13, no? Pero yung motivation namin doon na we keep on playing, hindi kami na-discourage na is to get a one goal lang para lang sa pride sa team namin. Kasi yung under 23 natin na yun is composed of good local players eh. From Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao siya. May Dumaguetes, Bacolod, of course, Barotac. And then, yung napansin ko lang doon kasi is yung core ng team is very good. Pero lack of preparation lang siya. Yung international friendlies, we don't have that eh, sa team namin. So, and most of the team members are first-timers. Parang unang laro pa lang sa labas. So, medyo, kung ano mo siya, parang sa confidence-wise, medyo affected lang yung mga players. Pero lumalaban kami sa lahat ng games na yon. Pero yung sa Japan, yung learning lesson natin talaga sa Japan is before you compete dun sa mga under 23, kailangan mo talaga ng friendlies international. Kasi your preparation parang 4 months lang, if I'm correct. So wala kami masyadong international friendlies. Tapos go straight to the tournament. And then you're playing against yung mga top teams talaga dito sa Asia, like Japan, no? Kasi after ng under 23, nag-champion yung Japan yun sa isang tournament din eh. So yun na yung mga lesson pagbalik namin dito sa Pilipinas. Magandang experience siya. Pero yung lessons naman mo na if you compete again sa Olympic qualifying, make it sure na merong international friendlies siya. Like what's happened na sa mga national team natin. Para lang yung players, especially those na walang experience in international competitions, magkakaano na siya. Parang mapamilya yung laro sa bus. Kasi yung demand ng Japan nun, passing, fitness, akala mo maliit lang yung mga right wing nila, yung mga strikers, but very technical din. So, yun yung golden generation of players talaga ng Japan. And then before the tournament, alam ko, nagkampa sila sa France kasi yung head coach nila is French. So, sobrang prepare sila sa tournament na yun kasi gusto talaga nila pati sa Olympic na, no? Gusto talaga nila kunin yung championship. Pero sa amin, sa group namin ito, sa under 23, maganda yung team na yon. Hindi lang siya wala nang next tournament kami, parang nawala na yung ibang players. Nag-separate na kagad yung ibang players.
Okay.
Maganda sila tingnan, Rick eh. Nung time na yon dahil parang kami when we travel with our jumpsuit eh. Yung ano namin, yung jogging pants jacket eh. Tapos iba kanya-kanya kami rubber shoes eh. Tapos isang bus kami ng lahat eh. One bus kami all lahat kami niyan, isa-isang bus. In Japan, when they travel, parang 2 bus yata sila or 3. 3 bus ba yun? Parang yung first bus players, naka-Amerikana, tapos walang gamit. Yung second bus niya, puro utility kasama ng mga gamit. Yung third bus niya, yung Masus, yung PT, yung liaison, parang buong contingent nila eh, ganun kalaki yung dinala nilang delegation eh.
Pati
Yung chef pa yon, yung chef, yes. Yung nutritionist
at saka chef meron, no?
Oo. So parang sila 3 bus, kami 1 bus lang. Ganun sila kaseryoso ng tournament na yun eh. Dahil parang preparation nila leading towards the World Cup yun eh.
Right. Okay. After Japan, who did we play next? Sino yung next na kalaban natin? Coach Noel, kahit sino, sige na.
It was Nepal.
Malaysia?
Nepal.
Sorry, who was it?
Alam ko Nepal.
Oh, okay. Can you talk about the Nepal match? Lee, anyone? Go ahead.
We lost 1-0. They were the closest team that we could come close to beating. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that first game, the 1-0. I know we drew with them 2-0 the second leg. That was
Maybe
a good
Hong
game.
Kong.
I thought,
Hong Kong.
yeah, maybe someone else can
I think
recall it.
we had good results ng second leg eh. Reason behind this, I think Nepal. Nepal kasi during our time in Hong Kong, parang they were guarded really well by security outside their rooms.
Mhm.
Because they were a tendency na, alam mo yung magti-TNT,
Okay.
mawawala, they'll be gone in their rooms. I think there were few players who just left the tournament eh, and stayed in Hong Kong and hid in Hong Kong eh. Didn't go anymore to Japan. Parang nag-TNT eh. So, I think you remember, di ba, outside our corridors, they were guarding the Nepal team.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Joshua, ikaw, anong mga natatandaan mo dun sa mga laban sa mga Nepal? Joshua?
nakahang.
Sorry, we're really having some connection problems.
Nepal, parang
Parang overage, no?
Dan?
wala na akong naalala sa Nepal.
Pero parang overage eh. May mga overage player eh.
Dan?
Yes, sir.
What are your recollections, Dan, dun sa Nepal?
Nepalese players are very hard rin. Gusto nila rin ng pisikalan. So tayo naman, hindi naman tayo bumibigay sa pisikalan na laro. Pagkatapos yan rin ang gusto natin. Lalo na kapag katabi mo si Wilson de la Cruz sa right back o right wing niya ako eh. Ako yung pinapain niya. Pagkatapos dahil kapag lumusot dyan, ako na bahala. Yan yung mga tirada dyan. Pagkatapos katabi niya mismo sa central defender namin si Richard Bidia. Sa yun sa mga matigas na defender from Iloilo, from Barotac. So doon sa kabilang side, sina Marjo na tsaka si Joshua. So mostly kasi ng attack namin dito talaga sa gilid yung lumulusot eh. Kami ni Joshua nagbigay ng threat dito eh. Pagkatapos kapag tumakbo na yung Freddy Gonzalez, bigyan na lang namin yung kaagad ng true passes. Si Freddy na bahala yung mag-finish na tsaka nakacore si Freddy ng ganon. Tapos sa gitna namin yan, si Alvin. Yan yung ano namin, yung makita mo si Alvin sa laro, magaganahan ka parate. Ang liksi-liksi niya maglaro eh. Masaya kalaro si Alvin eh. Tapos dito sa taas niyan, ang link niya si Legan. Si Legan strong yan. Mabigyan yung bola, kaya niyang protektahan yan yung bola. Pagkatapos pag layoff dito kay Alvin, abang ka na. Si Joshua tsaka ako, ready nang tumakbo yan sa gilid. Batuhan lang kami ni Alvin yan, takbuhan na kami ni Joshua yan. Yan yung mga play namin dati. So mostly talaga black and then we'll go for the counter-attack style of play at that time.
Okay. So moving on. Pagkatapos ng Olympic qualifiers, saan tayo nasabak? Coach Noel, saan tayo sinabak? Ref, pwede ka na pumasok. Saan pa tayo? Ito na ba yung World Cup?
After ng Olympic qualifying, I think pagbalik namin yan sa Pilipinas, pagbalik namin ng Ultra, men's national team are preparing for SEA Games.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. SEA Games.
Again, they're preparing for SEA Games that time. Then I think out of our group, yung team namin, I think may siguro mga 40%. Yun yung na-retain sa team. Yun yung goalkeeper that time, si Coach Melo pa yata, keeper that time.
Si Melo ang sinama, pati si Tats.
Melo and si Tats. Tapos Coach Alvin, I think Marjo also part of that. I don't know. Coach Dan, kasama ka ba dun sa team ng SEA Games after that Olympic qualifying?
No, sa SEA Games, yung SEA Games kasi dati it's happening siya during month of August. So may klase. So we cannot commit kasi nga prelim exam ng UST yun. So hindi ako nakasama dun sa SEA Games team na yun. After ng under-23. Pero yung World Cup qualifying na yun.
Ako kasi leave of absence ako sa school eh. Kaya ako nakasama. Si Marjo, I think before UAP season yan eh.
Okay. Lee, were
Eh,
you a part of
Wala
dalawa
rin
lang
ako
ka,
nun.
dalawa lang kasi kami tatlo lang kami na parang estudyante no puro military yung mga kasama namin sa sa SEA Games.
I don't know, Lay, you're part of that SEA Games
Oo,
after the
kasama pa si
Philippines
Linon
qualified.
Yeah, kasama si Linon.
Okay.
Lee, Freddy, Alvin.
You said earlier, nasabi nyo earlier about what you saw sa Japan in terms of preparation. When you came back to the Philippines, nag-iba ba yung preparation natin, yung approach natin sa preparation? Now, may nakita tayo sa kalaban. Can you talk about your preparation for the SEA Games? Anyone? Sige, just come in. Anyone?
Yung time namin kasi hindi uso ang scouting eh. So hindi kami familiar do sa mga kalaban namin eh. So when we entered ng SEA Games, first game namin, Thailand agad. Like what I've said, malas kami sa mga kabatch. Yung batch ng Thailand na yun, sino-sino yun? Si Lakiatisuk, si Warawut, yung malaking player nila. Tapos sino yung yung naglaro sa Singapore? Hindi, si Natipong 96 nag-retire after eh. Pero yung, di ba meron silang midfield na magaling na Thailand Chinese na na naglaro sa Singapore. So first game namin, Thailand, walang scouting, di namin alam yung team. So in preparation namin towards it, kay Cotillas was still running pa rin eh. Running eh. All I can remember is yung training lang namin when Dan passes the ball in the right foot of kay Juan Cotillas, nagagalit siya. Yun lang actually naalala ko sa training preparation namin eh. Kailangan sa kaliwa mo bigay eh. Kundi sisipahan niya yung bola sa iyo eh. Diba? That's the only thing I remember with Cotillas eh. If you pass the ball in his right foot, he'll really get mad at you.
Okay. Let's talk about the Southeast Asian Games. Lee, anyone? What can you share about the Southeast Asian Games?
I recall when we went there was a problem with the hotel, and we all had to sleep in one room until they got our rooms ready. So that was a bit of disruption. So, and then like Alvin said, our first match, 9-0, Thailand. So another tournament where we didn't get off to a great start. I think our closest opponents was Laos that tournament, and I think we were 2-2. And they scored, a third one just before, not long after our second goal. So we lost 3-2, but that was one of our better games in that tournament. The rest of the opponents, I think, we were still quite a way off. Myanmar and Vietnam, like 4-1, and not sure about Vietnam. But overall, again, another good experience, and it was with a different group. So obviously under 23 to a senior team. So
Ito. Si Rick Laban shared with us the results of the Southeast Asian Games in Brunei. Game 1 versus Japan, 0-13. Oh, no, sorry. This, I think he was referring to the Olympic qualifiers. But anyway, ano yung who else did we play during that tournament, during the Southeast Asian Games? How many matches did we play?
Okay, 3. I think 3, but I can't remember kung sino yung tatlo na yun. Because all I could remember is we're going home when the opening of the SEA Games will start.
Oh, wow.
Because usually on football, it will start a week ahead of the opening. Eh. So we were there ahead of everyone. Eh. So during the opening, pauwi na kami nun eh.
Wow.
Out na kami nun eh.
Wow. Masakit ba yun? I mean, obviously, yes. Pero ano yung iniisip nyo ng time? Benson, ikaw, ano yung iniisip mo ng time na yun? Wilson? Sorry guys, we're having connection problems with the other. Wilson?
Hello. Sige, sir. Okay, ulit, sir.
Ah, yung experience na yun, Southeast Asian Games, napahirap pa rin tayo. Ano naalala mo doon at ano yung mindset ng team pagkatapos ng Southeast Asian Games?
Yung ano namin doon, sir, ano kasi siya minsan mabigla ka kasi wala talaga, hindi mo alam kung sino mas magaling doon, sino yung kailangan bantayan doon. So, yun yung ano namin doon, sir, kasi mabigla talaga kami doon sa mga kalaban namin.
Joshua, ikaw, may share ka ba doon sa Southeast Asian Games?
Actually, I was not part of the
Okay.
Southeast Asian Games, sir.
Okay.
Wala ako
Si
doon.
Troy. Alam ko si Troy yun, yung pinsa nila. Oo.
Okay. Coach Marge, kayo, ano mo siya? Wala si Coach Marge doon, no?
Wala. Oo. Wala.
Schooling kami.
Hindi
Busy
ako
sa
pwede
school.
nun kasi may klase.
Dan, ikaw, ano naalala mo nun?
Wala rin ako nun, sir, kasi ano priority yung...
Studies daw, studies. Studies.
Kailangan natin pumasa para makapaglaro sa NC.
Let me just ask you guys, those were the years na the Philippines was just talagang binubugbog tayo. We were getting beat our nurses beat. I'm gonna have to ask you, why did you decide to keep going on? What made you decide to keep playing? And even if the results were very, very difficult for all of you. Let's start with you, Coach Noel.
Well, una, yun yung pinaka me as a player during that time. Yun yung pinaka aim ko to play for the national team and represent the country. Okay, so like Legan mentioned earlier, sinasabi niya he thought na we're really well prepared. Okay, I'm also thinking that way. I thought we're prepared because during that time that is the year wherein I think armed forces are dominating the tournament here in the Philippines. So the reason why we felt like we're really well prepared because we had friendlies with the selection of armed forces and we drew them, and there are times as well that we beat them. Okay, so yun yung isang motivation after magkaroon ng training dito sa Pilipinas. Yun yung naging motivation for us to go outside and play. All we thought that we're well prepared. But I think my observation from that moment, that year, if we talk about fitness-wise, I think that's the team that are really fit. We're really fit. Even the goalkeepers were really fit because we've been running a lot. I think the only problem that we have that time is number one, we weren't ready to perform at an international level. We were not exposed. And at the same time, yun yung moment wherein kulang kami sa information. We lack of information on how this opponent, these other countries playing. So I think yun yung missing. So it was a great experience, though tinatambakan kami. Okay, and at least I think yan yung, because I'm coaching right now, so I think for me yan yung nag-udyok sa akin to coach para mabago yung approach toward coaching and representing national team in international level. Kasi scouting talaga, wala kaming scouting nun. All we know is our plan. Okay, but when we talk about the question of what if opponents do this or what if opponents do that, we don't know really. We don't know who are the players to really mark. We thought only one player, but most of them are running. Actually, when we play against Japan, we thought we're playing against 21 players. We're not playing only 11 players. I mean, I think Coach Alvin and Coach Marjo can explain or can pwede niyong i-discuss briefly regarding that. Kasi playing against World Cupper like Nakamura, Shinji Uno times, I think it's very hard. And Coach Alvin and Coach Marjo has been chasing for
Coach,
90 minutes.
actually, yung work rate nila sobrang taas, Rick eh. The time that we have the ball, sobrang saglit lang eh. Dahil once you have the ball, tatlo agad nang nandyan, agad they're trying to retrieve the possession agad eh. So tatlo agad play na dyan sa harap mo eh. So automatic na agad yun eh. Once lose possession sila, nandyan na agad sa mukha mo yung tatlo eh. So they try, walang kaming time humawak ng bola talaga eh.
Okay, let me ask you na lang. Kasi you're all saying, all of you, that the teams that you played with, yung mga nakalaban nyo, they're faster, they're stronger, they're prepared, they're fit, their organization is something else. How did it change you as a football player? Kayo, individually, your approach to the game, how you read the game, how you prepare yourself, or even the teams that you were playing with, or even coaching later. I know Coach Noel said it spurred him to become a coach. Siguro ikaw, Ref, ano nakita mo dito? Nakikita mo lahat ko nangyari? How did it change you as a goalkeeper?
First things first. I'm not part of the 2023 game. Yeah, I wasn't, but I was with the World Cup qualifier 2001. But considering the situation, what you guys mentioned, it somehow motivates you when you are a coach that when you're prepared, confidence goes higher. So when confidence goes higher, there's more reason for you to hold the ball, create chances, and all these things. Pagdating sa mga sitwasyon abroad, mahirapan talaga humawak. Even the 2001 World Cup qualifiers in Syria, it was a difficult situation for us because we were playing with giants the first game against Syria. And I remember the first 11, sila Alvin, talagang the moments where they attack, talagang you just have to, even Raymond Tonog was there. And then, yung hirap na maglaro against teams that are stronger, faster, taller than you, and you guys are, you think you're prepared with less scouting and all this. Pagdating, you just have to adjust in the field na. And then hindi mo kayang gawin yung ginagawa mo sa training kasi pagdating sa game, iba. And then, just like sabi ni Alvin, pag mahawak namin yung bola, tatlo ka agad yung kukuha ng kalaban. So, you know, as a coach, darating talaga yung point na you just have to prepare even more than the usual. I-predict mo yung mangyayari sa game, you put it into practice so that once your players are in those situations, they will know what to do. And when the others are not involved in such play, they will also know what to do in regards where even if they're not involved with the play in a certain situation, they can be options for the players who have the ball so that the ball can move from one side to the other. And whatever the coach's game plan is, somehow you can execute it. So, yeah.
Pero I'm curious, guys, for all of you. Apparently, kasi when I started writing about football in 2006, having come back from the States, I remember going to the PFF and I was looking at the records ng national teams natin. I was seeing, 15-0 and things like that, 9-0. So I was wondering, why is it through the years, the score lines were almost all the same? So ang tanong ko, why were the national teams like yours not prepared? Considering mga nauna sa inyo, bugbog din eh. The previous teams were getting beat up. So what was wrong? How come?
Opinion lang, Rick. I think noong time na yun, they just need to send out a team para lang hindi lang mag-suffer yung youth natin. Parang they confirmed the slot already, then we have to send a team to the tournament. Okay. And we always, I believe we always not prepared. Example ko nga, yung kay Ref nga di ba, we played in Syria. Our training was 10 a.m. just to check yung weather na mainit, na pagdating namin ng Middle East, mainit yung training, yung game namin, yung practices namin. Tapos pagdating namin ng Syria, ano yung weather? Parang bagyo. Sobrang lamig.
Malamig.
Sobrang lamig. So parang hindi tayo hindi tayo hindi tayo aware or walang nag-research o wala eh. Parang okay, sige, ito yung team natin. Go. Buti na lang at that time sa amin nung team na yon, yung World Cup qualifying team na yon, I think yung na-highlight ng team na yun was really the coach. I think the Japanese coach si Imai. I believe he was really an Asian fit to para sa national team natin eh. Slowly namin nakuha yung kung paano yung gusto niya eh. Na gusto niya inject sa team eh. Yung results namin for the first half kasi no World Cup qualifying was not that good eh. Pero pagdating ng second half, it improved tremendously eh. Kaso, after no World Cup qualifying, bigla na lang tinanggal, nawala siya eh. So, parang nasayang ba? Nasayang yung sinimulan dahil parang 2 months kami magkakasama, almost 2 to 3 months kami magkakasama nun eh. Matagal kami magkasama eh.
Okay, kasi valid, maganda yung point mo, Alvin. I think that's a very good point. No? You have a coach who's steering you in the right direction and biglang nawawala. Parang there seems to be really a lack of a game plan for the national team, unlike how they have it now. Because I remember when I started covering at least regional football, when you talk to the opposing coaches, they'll always say, we'll score 10 goals against the Philippines. Always. 10 goals. So I felt bad. I really felt bad. Like, wow. They're not looking at us. They're looking at the next opponent. So, for you, Lee, how is it then? And you played for a number of years. How many years did you play for the national team? And I think weren't you supposed to suit up in 2010? Didn't they invite you for that?
Yeah, that was probably my last match in the jersey at Baratak Nuevo with Coach Weiss's team. So it was somewhat of a trial, and I was 31 years old at that stage. So I think I went all right, but I couldn't hang around and stay training, and so I just went back to Australia and I said, look, if you are interested in me playing, then just let me know and I'll come back. And that invitation never came, so that was pretty much the end. But yeah, I've seen it from 1999 to even 2015, where I was an assistant coach for the under-23s.
Right.
So I've seen massive changes. Back when we started, there was no friendly matches overseas. There was no camps where we were taken abroad, whereas they do that now. They play a lot more matches now. There's obviously more money being injected into the teams by certain people, which make that possible. I mean, I know everyone's got some pretty strong opinions on different things like that, but there's just been a huge difference, and an injection of players like I saw when the young husband brothers came on board, and then there was that qualification or that miracle in Hanoi. And yeah, it's definitely been huge changes, and I think that the score lines now and the success of the team is on the back of all those things combined.
Right.
Definitely back then there was no budget I could see for the team. Yeah, that would help us. Yeah.
Okay. Siguro we'll ask everyone na lang ng mga last 2 questions natin. Itong time nyo sa national team, how did it change you, one, as a footballer, as a coach, or even as a person? How did it change you, yung whole experience nito? Simulan natin siguro kay Dan. Dan, ikaw? Paano to nagbago ng buhay mo, itong team mo sa national team?
Actually, sir, nag-start talaga ako as a defender since elementary, high school. Sa San Beda, na-convert ako ng striker. Doon na, masarap pala sir ang feeling na umi-score ka. Na ikaw na yung striker. Dati, kapag magulan kami, sinisisi ka kasi depensa ka. So yun ang kaibahan. Pero actually, kumpiyansa sir confidence na pagbalik mo, alam mo na kaya mo Kaya mo lahat, kaya mong sabayan. Uh, and then after that, sa coaching naman, side, yung mga past mo na experience sa paglaro mo sa labas, sa paghawak ng iba't ibang coaching style sa'yo, nandito yan sa utak mo kung paano mo dalhin ngayon yung team mo. You can share to the players, you can share with your fellow coaches ano mga experience mo. Pagkatapos tinuturo mo yung mga ganito sa players. Yun sir, alam ko dito na ako magaling sa football sir Kaya share ko rin sa iba na kung dito rin kayo magaling, focus kayo sa passion niyo. Ma-aim nyo rin yung mga gusto nyo sa maglaro sa labas, gusto nyo maglaro sa national team. Actually sir, sa grupo na to sir, from Iloilo rin ako, from Santa Barbara sir. Rivalry kami niya ng taga Barotac Nuevo. Yun rin ang maganda ng past experience ko. Amakin mo sir, taga Santa Barbara ka, pagkatapos mga teammate mo taga Barotac, talagang banatan ka na mga yan. Pero taga Santa Barbara hindi ako bumigay. Gusto mo maglaro, gusto mo ipakita na kaya mong makipagsabayan sa kanila. So, buti naman, buhay pa ako ng pagkalabas ng national team. Yan sila Coach Marjo from Barota, Wilson, Richard Gadia, Braga, Margarce. Yun sir, mga kasabayan mo na hindi ka lang trying ka lang. Pero kapag bumigay ka, talo ka. Pero kapag nakita nilang lumalaban ka, karaban pala to si Padernal, pwede to.
Gusto na tatawa ako.
Coach Marge, kayo, paano nagbago ang buhay ninyo after your national team days?
Well, during our time, Alvin, Wilson, it's an honor to play for the national team, especially para sa aling ka sa. So parang challenge sa akin na maglaro sa national team, no? Then nung nakuha ako sa national team, you have to fight for the first 11. Sabihin mo may mga mas matanda sa iyo, pero as a young player, kami ni Alvin, you have to, fight for your position. Especially sa midfield, maraming magagaling dati, pero at least we given a chance to play sa first 11 lagi. And we are the student athlete pa kami nun. Pero yung nagbago dun is parang kailangan now in coaching, you have to teach your players na you have to, take it seriously when you're playing. Parang before kasi during the national team, may mga times na parang gusto lang lumabas para sa akin. Pero parang gusto lang lumabas, pero lang doon. And then in the middle of the tournament, parang walang focus. Kasi mapapansin mo yan kahit sa eating habits in the hotel. Tapos may games kayo, pag walang control, talagang bibigat ka. So para sa mga new players na kahit yung mga hinahandle namin ngayon, I think you have to take it seriously. Kahit estudyante ka pa, you have to treat yourself parang as an athlete na professional ka. So, and then yung mga nagbago pa dyan is yung pag after ng national team ko, of course, pag nakita ka ng players mo na naging part ka ng national team dati, kahit sabihin mo, lagi kaming talunan, pero parang good example ka sa mata ng mga bata ngayon. So, para sa akin kasi parang practice what you preach na lang. Parang kung ano yung ginagawa dati sa national team talaga, kailangan as a coach, gawin mo din sa player. So, yun na yung mga lessons doon. Yun yung mga nagbago doon para sa akin.
Right. We're almost done with this. Joshua, ano yung thoughts mo? Ano yung natutunan mo sa stint mo sa national team?
Actually, during the U23, that was my first time to play in the national team. So, of course, napapawaw ka kasi first time ko laro sa full pack stadium, and then, of course, ang ganda ng field. Okay? But in preparation, I think I learned a lot from, sabi ko nga sa sarili ko, if I handle a team, kasi yung preparation namin dati, hindi ko alam kung yung pupuntahan namin, marathon or Kasi nga, almost,
Joshua, wala.
Kasi siguro 3 times a week, tawag dito cooper test. Parang 3 times a week cooper test. Mag-warm up kayo ng 15 rounds, and then cooper test, and then lahat. So, iba yung yung preparation namin compare sa pupuntahan namin. So, yung kalaban, yung Japan is it's more of ball possession, everything, walang takbuhan. Yung game namin against Japan parang kami lang yung tumatakbo. Yung nakita mo yung Philippines na tumatakbo, and then yung Japan lakad-lakad lang. Bola lang. Kaya nga sabi ko sa sarili ko, ngayon may team ako. I think it's sa preparation mas maganda siguro yung skills yung unahin natin compare sa puro takbuhan lahat. Yung sa akin ngayon, gusto ko yung mga players ngayon ibahin yung attitude. Okay? Unlike before na puro takbo, puro ano. So yung sa akin ngayon is more on bula lahat. Unahin muna yung skills, and then later on iba na yan. So actually yung being the national team talagang sa isang estudyante dati talagang napakataas na achievement na yon. So
Nice.
pagdating ko ng Bacolod, pagbalik ng Bacolod, talagang ang confidence is talagang taas.
Boss Wilson, para sa inyo, ano yung take away mo sa stint mo sa national team? No? Ano yung, paano ka nagbago bilang player para sa Army? Ano natutunan mo? At ano suma total para sa'yo yung national team experience mo, Wilson?
Sir, yung experience ko doon, ako yung mas bata doon sa mga national team dati. So, natuto din ako sa mas matanda sa akin doon, mas magaling doon. At doon din ako kumuha ng mga experience sa kanila.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun tuloy. Ina-apply ko din sa paano maglaro.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, yung pangalawa doon, sir, yung ang pinakaano natin dito talaga dati sa time namin, yung football field talaga. As in, ultra lang kaga Ateneo, doon lang kami ng ensayo. So, medyo lubak-lubak pa. Tapos, sa experience mo sa labas, yung maglaro ko doon, yung damo naman, ang ganda ng damo. So, doon, iba talaga yung ano mo, kasi minsan makapal pala yung damo doon dito sa ultra, puro lagtiki. Sa Ateneo naman, kalbo naman. So pagdating sa sir, so malayo talaga. So yung experience ko sir, yun, yung gusto ko lang mangyari dapat sir, ako gusto ko magturo ng mga bata na mga mahirap at alagaan sila.
Papaturf daw ni Wilson yung ASCOM.
Yun, doon, isa namin tayo na, ASCOM lang. So, ngayon sir, maganda na ngayon para sa mga bata na talaga.
That's good. That's good. Lee, what was it like playing? You know, you played in some big tournaments. The results weren't exactly good, but were those some really big crowds? And what's your takeaway from the whole experience?
Yeah, I think especially against Japan in Japan, that was probably one of the biggest crowds that I've ever played in front of. And I mean, even though we got beaten, it was just amazing. The atmosphere, just walking out. I even remember there was a Fatboy Slim song playing when we walked out that night, and every time I hear that song, it just brings back memories and goosebumps. And in terms of what it's taught you, I guess in front of 40,000 people, all against you, you know, a goal, 9 goals. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I think. If you go through something like that, it just makes you a stronger person, and you can't hide there. And at least we improved from the game before, even though it was a couple of goals. It was an improvement to some extent. But yeah, just a great experience and lifelong friendships, great memories. And I'm just happy to see that nearly everyone I played with is a coach. And when I went back and I was an assistant coach, I saw everyone at some point at some match, and being through that experience, this generation, knowing how much you've got to prepare, and if you don't prepare, what's going to happen. I think all you guys being coaches is just going to be a benefit for football in the country for sure.
Right, right. Ref, ikaw, ano takeaway mo? What's your takeaway? What's your learning from your time with the national team?
Me, it was different because back in 2001, the World Cup qualifiers, I was the youngest. I was behind Tats. I was just 17, and I was playing with these legends. And all these legends before are really players who are you look up to. Me from a province, all I want is to play for the national team once. But given a chance, it prolonged for a long time, and with different players and different coaches that you experience, there are a lot of approaches. And one thing that makes you better is when you play with um, armed forces people, the discipline is there. Money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. It's about the pride.
Yeah.
And one of my takeaway playing with military personnel is the commitment and the heart. These people doesn't kid around. And when you are young and when you're trying to prove yourself, not only being part of the 18, but trying your best to be in the 11, it's still a big challenge for young players like me because you are competing against legends. You're competing against players who are been in the business for a while, and but still you have the same dream. But at the same time, you're not competing against them. You're competing against yourself to be better every day. And Alvin is one of, maybe some kids don't know now, but Alvin is one of the, like Sergio Ramos back then, and all this Coach Marjo with the best left foot, Wilson with a die-hard attitude, Dan very famous in Japan, Coach Noel a legend, Legan, Mr. Van Dam, all these guys are crazy, and even Raymond Tonog with his captain attitude, with Coach Nonoy Fegidero as the one of the guidance and all this. Even Richard Libley was there and all this, the Pinheiro brothers, the Tunog brothers, all these people are just walking legends, and and to the point where I'm just a local boy in Dumaguete, and you playing with these people is very, very. Me and Joshua were the youngest players back in 2001 World Cup qualifiers, and the one of our takeaways there is the experience was hard. The preparation was difficult, but we were there. Give our all, the experience and all this. We were just lucky knowing the kids right now that they complain about their pay, their good facilities. They've been playing abroad with so much friendlies. Their opponents been scouted. Their food is prepared. Us, we had no complaints. We just show up in training. Whoever's in the pitch, in the tunnel for the game, we were there. We were ready. We have a heart. We had so much heart to play. So one of my best takeaway now as I'm a coach is that preparation is really key. And once you're already in the situation where you have loads of experience, you share it to the kids and tell them that you guys are lucky now. And the only thing that you guys are not giving importance is the focus and the opportunity you guys have. Because back then there were loads of potential players, but there were few selected. So as a coach now, seeing Coach Dan, Wilson, Joshua, and Lay with everything, and Coach Marjo, we have that bond. The respect is there when you see each other, the friendship, the smiles. Even Coach Alvin, when we see each other, nandun yung kantsawan. Alam mo yung, you have some memories back then, may pinagsamahan kayo, and those pinagsamahan, hindi kayang mawala.
Right.
So it's already instilled in each one of us. And, you know, I'm so lucky to play with you guys, play against you locally. And, you know, there are a lot of players who doesn't know us, but maybe me, but of course you guys are legends. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the new generation is need to be guided, you know?
Right.
And it's just lucky that they have us
Valid point.
coaching them.
Si Lee, and I want to touch on something Lee said earlier. Coach Noel, your turn, no? Coach, si Lee pointed it out also, and I know you mentioned it earlier about how a lot of you became coaches because of your experience. And so again, aside from you becoming a coach, what are your biggest learnings from this whole experience, representing the country, playing abroad, and how are you applying that now as a coach? Alvin, your last, Alvin.
Okay.
Well, first thing foremost, no. I think I don't have youth national team experience coming from a province, the province of Masbate. Okay, the first international. That's I think the pre-Olympic qualifying is my first international tournament. Okay, and having played with the 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 guests here that already played their international matches prior to that. So nung naging part ako ng team na yan, to be honest, culture shock. I think Alvin can say this. Ako siguro yung pinaka-tahimik na player during that team. Okay? So I think they can, ang masasabi ni Alvin, parang loner ako that time. Kasi really, that year, that experience playing in a pre-Olympic qualifying, that is really a culture shock for me. So ano yung takeaway ko dun sa experience? So that experience, first is, for me, it really builds my confidence. Okay, that's the number one. So nagbigay sa akin ng kumpiyansa yan. And going back from that tournament, when I go back to my school team, I became a leader. Okay, so yun yung dalawang aspeto wherein I think nakuha ko dance experience na yan because of the confidence na instill sa akin with that campaign. Going back to my FEU days, yun yung year wherein I started to be a leader. Okay, then sa ngayon, bakit yung dalawang yun, yung hanggang ngayon, yun yung dalawang takeaway ko na up to now, ginagawa ko pa rin siya. Okay, sa teams na hinahawakan ko, I try my best to be a leader, okay, and I try my best to still have that confidence. Okay, I think it's very important. It's very important. Yung confidence sa sarili is very important. Yan yung number one na for me, yan yung number one na makukuha mo by representing your country abroad. Playing abroad, that's the number one. And having that character, I think that will really help you, that will really boost yourself to do things na gusto kong makuha in the future. So after that campaign, as a goalkeeper, yan yung experience ko na napapaisip ako if happen na before the Olympic qualifying, meron akong goalkeeper coach that time, I could have been a better goalkeeper. I think I could have developed more when it comes to goalkeeping aspect. So having that thinking, yun yung nagtulak sa akin na trabahuin ko yung sa goalkeeping aspect. Why not I became a goalkeeper coach after retiring, after playing football. So, pinush ko siya. Kasi I don't want our potential goalkeepers na matulad sa experience ko na I only have very short experience when it comes to goalkeeping. Okay? Nakikita ko kasi sa sarili ko na the reason behind of yung short span of my national team and experience is because I don't have a guidance from a goalkeeper coach at a young age. Okay, so yan yung ginagawa ko ngayon. Yan yung passion ko ngayon. So after that collegiate experience, after the collegiate tournament, after that pre-Olympic qualifying, and I'll go straight to, tinulak ko yung sarili ko na magkaroon ng coaching courses. Then through that coaching courses, doon ko na talagang na-confirm sa sarili ko na I really wanted to be a goalkeeper coach. Okay, so the purpose of me doing that and taking those courses because I wanted to share my experience as goalkeeper to the young potential keepers that we have right now.
Very sounded. Magandang kwento ni Coach Noel. No? I hope that the people watching are taking heed of that. Coach Alvin, will hear your takeaways and will ask everyone to share their goodbyes and last words. Alvin, ikaw muna your takeaways.
Okay. For me naman kasi, yung national team experience ko talaga, it opened a lot of things sa akin eh. I learned a lot of things from it. So, based do sa mga na-experience ko sa national team, I try to, yung observation ko at lahat, I try to make myself better. So, yung mga losses namin na loop-sided, yung players na nakalaban ko na magagaling, I try to internalize everything eh, at the end of the day. I try to hindi naman copy it eh. I just want to be at the level on where they were. I try to make myself very competitive. Dahil yan ang nakatulong sa exposure namin eh, playing against these individuals eh. Same way sa UAP, we play against Coach Marjo, I play against Coach Noel. Yung level ng laro ko aangat dahil maangat yung laro nila eh. So same way when I played sa international sa national team. So it pushed me to where yung maximum potential ko as a player. So yun yung best takeaway ko as a player. So tapos iniisip ko I probably be inspiring one kid or two in my lifespan. Siguro. So lahat ng galaw ko it's more on to better myself eh. So kaya example ko lang no 91 SEA Games sa Manila, pulot boy ako nung game nung nila Nonoy Figuedero, nung yung batch na yan eh. So sabi ko sa sarili ko after how many years I want to be part of the national team, I want to be part of their team. Eventually, nakasama ko sila when I entered no 96. So naabutan ko pa yung mga lolos ng football eh. So madami sila na share na experience din sa akin, plus yung mga coaches. Well, number one factor sa akin na there's one coach that really put a perspective in how I coach right now. Si Imai talaga, yung Japanese coach. Because he showed me na it's very important to play multiple positions. Kung gusto mo maging complete player, kung saan ka ilagay ng coach, lalaro ka talaga. Because ako, all my life, I've been a midfield player. But it comes to the national team, there are times I have to play defense, center back. Tapos may time kay Coach Imay, I played left winger. Kala niya kaliwete ako. So yun nga eh. If yung mga bata ngayon, if the coach tells you to play this position, try to open your eyes in playing a lot of position. I believe sa national team, ang hindi ko lang nalarong position is really goalkeeper. Tapos laging, I play different position dahil syempre yung mga teammates natin nagpapakamatay sa bola, red card. Alam natin yun eh. Dahil ako, I really admire Raymond Tonog sa national team duties niya. Kasi kagaya ni Wilson yan, magpapakamatay sa bola to the point na mare-red card yan. Mare-red card talaga. So, natatawa si Dan, no? So, yung point ko is yun nga, yung I was able to learn how to play different position through my national team duties. Especially that when I retired in 2002. Then I had to go back 2006. Tapos ang role ko noong 2006 was just parang we're there to mediate the Filipinos and the Phil foreigners. Yun ang clear na instruction sa akin ni Coach Aris noong time that I went out of the retirement is to mediate. And never ako nasanay na coming off the bench, sanay ako na magsa-start eh. So nung time na kinuha ko ni Coach Aris, yun ang role ko sa team eh. It wasn't yung playing eh. It was more on to mediate the team eh. Tapos kami lang yung papasok to change the game. I think ako at si Ali Go was one of the pinakamatandang player noong time noong 2006 na binalik out of retirement So yun yung isang sa mga experience namin na with Coach Imay na pinaka gusto ko is no miski anong position, you have to learn that position. Very lalabas yan, you'll be very complete player.
Right.
Tapos for coaching naman, syempre nakita ko yung parity nung time dati, yung gap nung laro dati sa laro ngayon So right now, kagaya ng sinabi ni Joshua, sa mga bata ngayon, we try to concentrate on the technical aspect of the game So we cannot move to the functional aspect kung hindi marunong pumasa yung bata, kung hindi marunong mag-control yung bata, mahirap pasukin yung hindi siya komportable sa bata. So yung aspect ng technical, yung skill sets we try to sa young age talaga buuin yung skill set If you see Japan, yung skill sets nila at the age of 10 years old is very high already So for the coach to handle this team going into a functional aspect of the game is very easy for him to inject yung functional aspect ng kaso yun nga yan pinipilit natin sa Philippines kasi pinipilit natin yung we're looking way ahead of everyone Kumbaga nandun na tayo sa World Cup agad
Yeah.
Gusto natin mag-qualify sa World Cup
Right.
But we have never won the Southeast Asian Games. We have never won the Tiger Cup or sa Suzuki Cup. Maybe it would be a good time to concentrate on those tournaments first before looking big. Tayo gusto kasi natin yung big alam mo Dan yung biglaan ba?
Yeah.
I'm not saying na we're too ambitious. I'm just saying kaya naman natin as long as there are steps leading towards that achievement na we have to take it. Hindi pwede yung shortcut. Hindi pwede dadalhin natin ng shortcut. So I believe the coaches here will agree with me na meron tayong shortcut, get all the players from international, bring it here. That's the shortcut method. Pero yung point natin as coaches now, nandito tayo sa stage na ngayon na we will have to develop players from the young age Since lahat tayo, we played before, we know already kung saan kulang yung Philippines saan kulang yung mga bata So, yun nga yun yung sinasabi ko na we're here as coaches to help yung mga bata ngayon We try to share our experience and our knowledge. Yun yung number one factor, Rick Yung knowledge namin Yan ang tinatransfer namin sa mga bata ngayon
Right. Well, those are a lot of nice points that you've raised. And for all those who follow what I've been writing lately about Philippine football, I'm congruent with what Alvin is saying. I have to ask forgiveness from you guys, because at some point in the early discussion, I wanted to veer away from the games because I realized that I wasn't even here when this was happening. But when I was thinking about the results, parang I just didn't want to talk about it anymore because I don't know. I know those are painful stuff, but it's also good that you experienced this because it made you all better people and better players and better coaches. So I'd like to ask you for your forgiveness because I struggled in the early part of this webcast with that. I thought I wanted to go away to something else because sometimes it's not fun reliving those big losses. I saw some of those games myself, not your team, the teams that came after. I even saw a game there was like 13-1 and that was horrible. But nevertheless, gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your service. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. We might not have gotten the results, but you guys represented the country to the best of your abilities. And I like the fact that all of you, Lee, Dan, Wilson, Alvin, Ref, Joshua, Coach Marge, how this has made you a better communicator, a better coach of the game. So I guess that's the depth. I all asked you about your takeaways, but I think the greatest legacy of your teams as players is that you came away as better players and coaches, and now you're teaching kids today how to play the game much better. So that is the legacy of your team. And I think it's beyond those lopsided scores. That is the greatest legacy of your team. And that's why I wanted to feature your team. I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about you guys. I knew about you, Coach Marge. I've written about many of you. I think that's the best learning for me, people like me, and the people watching. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. We're pushing 2 hours. I'd like to hear last words, goodbyes, and all that. Let's start with you, Lee.
Goodbye, everyone. It's good to see you all again. And those watching, it's just too many of you to sort of thank for my time with the Philippine team. And I know whenever I see you guys, they're just the big smile, and we just think about what we've been through together, and it's all good. It's all positive, and good luck with everything in the future. And I hope I see you again sometime soon when all the craziness is over and we can all travel again.
Right. Dan? Last words, goodbyes.
First of all, thank you, Rick, sa invitation. At saka second, sa mga
Honors mine.
players and coaches sa 99. Thank you very much sa mga coaches na nagpagaling sa akin sa larangang football. Thank you very much. Isa lang akong sabihin sa mga players out there sa province. Ako coming sa province. Go and dream. Don't stay there na doon lang kayo sa comfort zone nyo. Go out and explore. Varsity, opportunity here in Manila, playing national team, very good experience. And to my fellow players sa national team, nag-serve sa Pilipinas, sa mga athletes, I know it's very difficult right now in the pandemic, pero malampasan rin natin to. Tulong-tulong lang tayo lahat. Saludo kami sa mga frontliners at saka sa mga natin na tumutulong sa ating lahat.
Last goodbye.
Yes. Thank you.
Saan galing yung aso? Pakimute mo na kung saan galing yung aso.
Kaya bang aso yan?
Wala akong aso dito.
Askal.
Kay Dan yan.
Okay. Thank you, Rick. And sa mga Lee, Wilson, thank you. Alvin, see you. Ref, thank you very much. Papa Marjo, ito, hidlaw na kanimo ba? Yes, from Bacolod. Siyempre, along lang pero na.
Ref, your turn, Ref.
All right, guys, it's an honor. It's an honor to be with you tonight. It's a long time I haven't seen your faces. Rick, thank you for another invitation. And you guys stay safe, we're all in this together. And we can stay safe by staying home, being careful and all this pandemic right now. And Idol Wilson, ang ganda ng, I like how you look.
Si Baron Geisler.
Vietnamese ba?
Okay.
Kidding aside, thank you so much for the opportunity, and being in the national team was an honor, and it made not only us better coaches because of our experience, it made us better person individually, to the point where we share and we apply everything what we learned to the hardship in our lives right now. So good luck to your families, guys. Stay safe with your families. Enjoy your time with your families, and whatever you guys are doing, good luck, and stay safe, and miss you guys. So yeah, cheers.
Joshua, ikaw naman, Joshua.
Okay. Sir Rick, thank you for this invitation. By the way, Ligan, you miss me, Ligan? Paborito ko yung kasi asarin.
Hubog na, hubog.
Okay, maybe I just want to share this one. I don't know if you still have this. Ito, ID natin. Okay. Guys, thank you very much for at least nagkita tayo uli. Dati may buhok pa, ngayon wala na. Ayun, na sunod makapaglaro tayo uli. Kita-kita tayo uli and then makapaglaro naman. 40 up na. Alvin, 40 up na tayo magkita, Alvin.
Pwede na. Maglaro na ako 40 up, Pag-edi.
40 up national team.
Nice. Thanks, Joshua. Alvin, your turn very quickly. Let's go before we...
It's good to see everyone again, especially now we don't have to share a room. I have a spare room here. If you're in Manila, you can stay in the spare room. Before kasi roommate kami, 6 kami sa isang den eh. So yun nga, thank you Rick for bringing us together. It's nice to relive yung past namin when we were playing. Syempre now I can call out Freddy because the miracle of Hanoi could have been done noong 2002 if only Freddy converted the 2 goals. Yun lang yun. If Freddy converted the two attempts, done. Miracle of Hanoi would be earlier as 2002. Kaso hindi.
Magandang
It
kwento.
was Freddy's fault. It's Freddy's fault. Actually, what I enjoy most sa kanila, just to share lang, just one more thing. With this group of people, lagi kami nag-aasaran dyan pag possession ball, Rick. Kaya enjoy yung training sa kanila. Asaran yan with the Figuereros. Asaran. Anyway, thank you again for everyone's time. I know you're trying to experience what we have experienced. I hope we shared all that we have done with the national team. I hope very insightful sa kanila. Thank you again, Rick, and take care everyone.
I think Freddy's watching you, ah. Oh, Wilson, ikaw naman. Anong magbabay ka?
So makita-kita naman tayo, mga 40 up dyan. So by next week, Mr. na ko eh. Wala na, civilian na Sir Rick.
Congrats, brother.
Retire.
Kaya na.
Congrats.
So mga teammate ko sa 1989, Alvin, Marjo, Ann, Lee, Sir Eric, and my partner, my buddy, Makulod. Joshua, Tigidero. Sa lahat. God, yun lang. Sana mga bata dapat na hindi na mag-give up sa mga talaga sport. So, yun.
Alright. Coach Marge,
Well, Rick, thank you for organizing. No? In this way, at least na share yung experiences namin sa football community. And happy to see yung mga former teammates like Lee. I was there in Australia, Lee pala, nung AFC Champions League.
Marge, nawala si Coach Marge.
Single po si Coach Marge, single.
Well, okay na? Okay, naririnig?
Go.
Okay.
Well, sa mga coaches now, we have sa tatlo kami dito, licensed A coaches na like Marcaida, Padernal, and I. And then, hopefully, Ref Ben or Joshua. So, tuloy-tuloy lang tayo dito sa football and tuloy pa rin natin yung tulungan yung mga bata. No? So, there's a lots of ups and downs in Philippine football. No? Pero tayo yung mga group ng national team na naging stepping stone ng new generation of players ng national team din ngayon. So, siguro para sa mga bata ngayon, mga locals, no? I think you have to compete with the Phil foreigners, no? Para maging part ng national team. Kasi kaya naman talaga natin eh. So, with these coaches, with this group of coaches, matuturuan na natin yung mga younger players na makakumpete talaga, nagagaling talaga. So marami dyan, maraming papalit kay Chippy Caligdong, kay Ian Araneta ng mga locals. So happy na nakita ko kayo ulit dito sa sa Zoom natin, kahit sabihin nating malayo tayo sa isa't isa. See you ulit, guys.
Thanks, Coach March. The last word, Coach Noel. Last word.
Well, first, maraming salamat, Coach Dan, Coach Marjo, Coach Joshua, Coach Alvin, Coach Wilson, Coach Lay, Coach Refik Knows. Okay, maraming salamat at pinagbigyan nyo ang invitation. Okay, bakit ganun yung sinabi ko? Kasi, first, siguro, malaking pasalamat para kay Sir Rick. Okay, nagulat ako kasi Sir Rick nag-reach out sa akin. I think it's the first time si Sir Rick nag-message sa akin. The first time na na-meet ko si Sir Rick is, I think that was 2011 during our A license. Nung nag-mediate siya regarding sa topic namin with regarding to addressing the social media question. Okay, so maraming salamat, Sir Rick. Maraming salamat sa opportunity na binigyan mo kami ng pagkakataon to share our experiences. I think all the coaches here already mentioned yung dapat i-mention. So ako, I'll just take this opportunity na i-address ko yung mga players, yung mga bata na I think they're very eager to go back to the pitch and train. So I would advise you guys to be patient. Let's just pray and hope that everything will be fine soon. Okay? So, take this opportunity to do things that you can control. Okay? Take this opportunity as well to stay fit. So, pag everything will go back to normal, it will be easier for you to go back to the pitch and train. Okay? Because if you lose that fitness, okay, magkakaproblema tayo going back to the pitch. Okay? So, again, thank you very much. And hope to see you guys soon. Stay safe.
Very quickly, let's just get one picture. Everyone look at the camera. Alvin, let's get a nice picture. Everyone smile for the camera. Hold on a second. Taking a picture. One more. One more. We're not going to get to do this all the time, guys.
Waki?
Smile. Right. Everyone, thank you so much. Lee, thank you. I know it's really late over there in Australia. Stay safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Everyone. Stay safe, lad. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good to see you, Lee.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.